somewhere way out there is our ship is anchored. We're way up on top of this hill. We took a tram to get up there, looking down on the entire Hong Kong. Down there's the ship, you can see it, little speck. You can see we weren't the only Navy ship in, there's quite a few of them in. Hong Kong was a good liberty port. The guys in Nam are an arm. Now we're getting down into some of the junk boats. It's where the poor people live. These two little girls took us out on that ferry boat. We went out to this restaurant, floating restaurant, and ate. And now we're going back to the ship. And there's the Mazama in all its glory, anchored out in the harbor. Now we took a trip across the Hong Kong harbor. We're going to go over to it's Kowloon, it's called. And in a minute we're going to come up and stop, and we get to see the Chinese border where they have the Chinese border guards. And here's a new housing development that they were putting up at the time to replace the junk boats, and everybody had a 12-foot by 12-foot room, and they hanging their clothes and everything out to dry. That was their answer for junk boats, getting people out of the harbor and in those hotels. That's Red China over there. You know, Hong Kong is a British colony, and it's on the border of China. There's the top roof of a bathhouse down on the beach. There's a restaurant we ate at while we were on this tour. And there's some more of Red China. There's that floating restaurant that we ate on. And there's what some of the sights look like over there. There you can see Red China off in the distance in the guardhouse. That's the open area that when they try to escape to Hong Kong, they're shot. Of course, they don't shoot you going into Red China, but coming out of Red China and trying to get into the free part, coming across that swampland, is where the border guards open fire on you. That's the line between Hong Kong, or Kowloon I should say, and they got all those rice paddies down there, so it makes it harder for you to run for freedom. There's some of the guardhouses, and you can see down there where kind of hard to sneak across there in the daytime or at night. Here's a bunch of school teachers we ran into from the States. They were on a world tour. We stopped and talked to some of them, and there's some of the sacred water buffalo that you don't even want to mess with. They're very, very sacred. There's some more of the terrain. And here we are stopping for another lunch break. We had lunch at this motel, or at this restaurant. And there's some more of the scenery over there. She got very, very upset because we took her picture, but couldn't resist. Now we have the equator crossing, with everyone enjoying their initiation. And the day before you cross the equator, they come out and take all the bad centers from all the divisions. In other words, the one that caused the most problems, and they're put in a beauty contest. This is the day before, and you'll see some of the different contestants, and up there you will see some of the snipes. The gentleman there in the middle is the engineering officer, and the rest of them are other people in the division, and the one there on the left in the black brassiere you will see is yours truly. And we ended up, I was the tallest, and the guy next to me was the shortest. He ended up being the royal baby. And then that's the judge. That was the chief engineman. He was my boss, and he was the judge we had to face. That right there is the garbage scow we had to go through, and those are guys with shillelaghs that hit you on the behind. Those are all the shellbacks dressed up there, and they're the ones that do the initiating. Now we're at the Tiger Balm Gardens in Singapore. And the Tiger Balm Gardens in Singapore are roughly the same as they were in Hong Kong, with all those significant meanings for the old Chinese proverbs and religious things they had. And as you can see as we go through here, there's lots and lots of nice painting. There's one of those pagodas, or whatever you call those things. These things were just gorgeous. There's one of America's finest, hat on the back of his head. And if you're bad, you get your leg broke or your leg bit off, you do certain things. There's a mermaid. These are quite the tourist attractions over there. They have them in China, they have them in Japan, they have them in Manila, they have them in Hong Kong, they have them in Singapore, all a little bit different. There we're resting. And then we got on the taxi cab. They got in one, we got in one, and we had a race, and the taxi cab that got us there first got the biggest tip. Always have a cab race. They got Esso gasoline over there in Singapore. Thought I'd take some pictures of some landmarks here. Streets of Singapore. These are daytime pictures. Later on you're going to see nighttime ones. That's a beautiful fountain we went by in the cab. And now we're out in this park that's loaded with monkeys, called Monkey Park. And we had more doggone fun out at this place. We kept buying bananas and feeding the bananas to the monkeys. Couldn't get too close to them though. Close enough to give them a banana and they'd be gone. What else do you expect sailors to do on liberty besides go to a park, try to entice monkeys to eat bananas? It was a relaxing afternoon anyway. Coming up here you're going to see the big papa. That's him right there. He's king of the walk. Anytime he comes around, the rest of them take off. He's the boss man. Soon here you're going to see Mama and her little baby. There must have been 50 monkeys in that park. As you walked in the park, there was a big cart there you could buy bananas. And here's a Chinese temple you walk in. That's all pure solid gold. That Buddha. It's a golden Buddha. And then when the people die, they put themselves, or they put the body and all their belongings in that little oven there, and they're all burned and cremated. Belongings go with them. In this particular